Okay. Ravens draft. I gotta say this. Bit surprised so many of you liked the draft. I didn't like it. I'm gonna say that. I get it. I just I'll get to this while I'm talking, but I really am surprised that a lot of you that there was less smoke for the Ravens here than I thought. I was surprised by that, but that's almost not either here nor there in terms of that. I will say the smoke that the Ravens got, the lack is a little surprising. What I did like about it was intentional. Clearly, they knew what they were going to do here. You're definitely trying to build strength and size on your team. That was what they were doing the whole way through. So that made a lot of sense in that sense. So the first pick, obviously, we've been talking about this guy for ever since the season ended, practically Vega Loney, definitely to Penn State, definitely going to play for the Ravens. Question is, early what we're hearing, it's left side. We'll see, but he'll probably play on the left side. We think, and Simpson on the right side. Day one starter, no question about it. Absolutely, Ravens had to do it. All right, so we like that. Zion Young, second round, 45th pick, edge for Missouri. Kind of like if you comp a player, Zadarius Smith. Good against the run. I think like him, I think what you could see is Zion Young on first and second downs and Mike Green coming in on third downs. Mike Green, a good pass rusher, but smaller. So this is a guy bigger. You can handle run or different types of things first and second down. Little high for me. Not overly so, but a little higher than I would have picked him. And I think it's interesting. If you get the comparison to Zadarius Smith, I think that's fine. Zadarius Smith did take a couple years, but this might work. This is not the thing. Jacoby Lane, pick 30, 80, 80th pick in the draft. Jacoby Lane, round 3. Had him mocked to rock 4 last week. So as well, Drake London, big, physical, strong receiver. So he played in college, obviously, with Makai Lemon. One guy was the speed guy. This was the physical guy. This guy is going to take you apart in the seams, in the hash marks, over the middle, kind of like Drake London, catch radius, all that, long arms. So that, it again, a little high, I thought, for this guy. Could have done this in the 4th round. Might work. My concern is, and I don't want to be too down on the young man because I think he's a good player. I think it's just a little high. My concern is they've tried this before. They've taken a lot of these big, tall receivers early, and a lot of them, they don't pan out. So I don't know how good of an eye they have for this, but I do think I don't mind it too much. I think he's definitely got a lot of potential. So again, may work out. Definitely 2. Next pick, Elijah Scratt, definitely 2. This is about right where you pick them, maybe even a little bit of value here. Definitely 2. Another guy kind of the same, big, physical, long arms. Definitely a guy. So one of these 2 or both is going to replace DeAndre Hopkins, it looks like, or be a 4th receiver, is whatever. They definitely had intention on taking 2 receivers here. So I definitely think that's it. Tyler Boyd, not as good as I think he's not as good as a player of Lane. Really fascinated to see how these Indiana guys do. How good are some of these guys? A lot of these guys come from James Madison and other small schools and everything. So it'll be interesting to see how he does at the pro level as well. I think I got it wrong. Matthew Hibner. That's not Matthew Hibner. That's Keon Black. I didn't put it here. Matthew Hibner, tight end from SMU. Did I even fix it? Let me check. See if I even have, but Matthew Hibner, just to keep going. Hibner, I think was no, I never did fix it. So Matthew Hibner was the pick here. I thought it was a good value here to get a guy like this. So definitely 2. they're probably going to have 4 tight ends on this roster. Why? Pat Ricard is gone, right? So you got Darren Smythe, free agency. You got Matthew Hibner. You got another tight end in the draft. So definitely 2. That's a thing. Chandler Rivers, I think this is a very good pick. Definitely 2. Here's a guy, kind of what we're seeing now. Undersized, small, and got guts like this. Kobe Bryant for the Seahawks as a comp. Justin Upton of the Niners, guy like that, a little undersized, but they don't play like it. So I think we've seen a trend of guys like this working as well. Great speed, great effort as well. 162. A lot of people think this guy can go ahead and play slot right away early as well. So that'll be interesting there as well. Josh Cuevas, tight end, Alabama. Reps that Tide. Cuevas, got high hopes for him. I like him. Definitely 2. This is going to be the guy I think that can really, in a sense, take the place of Isaiah Likely. This is your pass catcher down the field. It was fascinating to run on tight ends. Marvin Klein, I had him like in the 5th, 6th. He went like the 2nd player at Michigan, things like that. Max Preston kind of like went early. So it was a lot of tight ends as well. And I think this is the trend around the league. Guys not playing fullback, multiple tight ends, getting some size to go with this 2 high cover. So I think that's it. Jordan Reed, I think, is the comp. I think he's a guy, good pass catching tight end here as well between the scenes. Adam Randall. Everybody's saying this is the first pick that the owner made, Steve Bisciotti. First of all, it's good for your chances making the team. If Steve Bisciotti himself pick you. So he'll book that one. He'll be on the roster. I do think, though, this is kind of a big, strong, physical running back. Again, kind of goes with the theme. Big, strong, physical, what they're doing. Couple tight ends, big wide receivers, big running back, offensive line as well. LeGarrette Brown, if he can become that, I think this is a good pick for the 5th round. Getting a guy like that, certainly worth it as well. I definitely see this guy on the roster as well. Big, strong, physical guy. So let's wait to see how you do in camp. Ryan Eckley. So we looked at a lot of punters. Eckley was a guy definitely had the best average in all of college football last year as a punter. Michael Dickerson. I don't think he had the best hang time of a guy, so I don't think you're replacing a Jordan Stout. He punts the ball very well down the field. I don't think he has that massive hang time, but definitely too, he's a guy with great directional skills. So I think that's the thing. So he'll turn that 35-yard punt into 50, like as well. So that's the thing. So the directional stuff he'll do right away. That's very well. Rashard Benny, guy again familiar with him. Jesse Minter time. I think Jesse Minter also played. Matthew Hibner for sure was a guy that played with him. I think this is the case with Rashard Benny as well. Definitely a guy who's going to try and make the roster. Nothing wrong with taking a defensive lineman, 2 that you're probably familiar with. Everett Burston, guard, center. For Northwestern, Nick Arrighetti as well. Long shot, I think, to go ahead and make the roster as well. Definitely get a look considering the situation for sure, but definitely a guy they're going to go ahead and look at. So Ione Young, Surratt, Hibner, tight end from SMU as well. Chandler Rivers, Cuevas, Randall, Ryan Eckley, Rashard Benny, and Everett Burston. Guard, center. He could play center, but he's kind of more listed as a guard. There you go. All right. Now, we went over that, and I said, well, what's wrong with it? Somebody's going to say to me, what's wrong with the draft? There's no center. That's unacceptable to me. I'm sorry. You didn't pick one till the 7th round. The story, let's go real quick. Tyler Linderbaum, you drafted him a couple years ago. We all know Tyler Linderbaum turned out to be, you could argue, he's the best center in the league right now as well. Best center in the league, certainly right up there with Creed Humphrey, right up there with the top guys in the league. So you draft Tyler Linderbaum. contract comes up, you extend a guy he got drafted with, Kyle Hamilton, to a long-term deal. You don't extend Tyler Linderbaum. You say he's an offensive lineman. You don't want to pay him tackle money. You want to stay in line with other centers. Hey, we're not going to do that. We're going to go ahead. That's the first time you passed. The second time with Tyler Linderbaum, you don't want to sign him to the fifth-year option, right? So I'm sorry, fifth-year option, you passed on that. So you don't take him, you don't take the fifth-year option, a little bit too rich for our blood. You don't take that. So comes around, you continue to negotiate, you don't get that done. So that's strike two. So strike three, you go ahead and you don't franchise him. Again, because of the same reason. Oh, well, that $27 million, too rich for our blood. We want to negotiate with you, but we're not going to pay that $27 million. Okay. So you don't pay it. The Raiders actually pay it, and that wasn't a surprise, by the way, that they paid the $27 million, because of the fact that they knew the Ravens wouldn't pay it, right? So they knew what the number was. They pay it, so now you have no center. You fix it in the draft. You don't take a center. What is wrong with y'all? Why don't you take center? What's the matter? This is something they did for years. A wide receiver. He goes in the draft and says, well, the two guys we had our eye on, and he's talking about Logan Jones, Iowa, who went to Chicago, and Jake Slaughter, who actually went to Jacksonville. Well, they were gone. Do it in the second round, for God's sake. What is the matter with y'all? You are really, really, really have a problem now at center. And I'm seeing this for years on this, the way Eric DeCosta, boy, he will not go ahead, veer away from his value with us like that. You got a gaping hole. You got a gaping hole. This is the same thing. For years we watched it. Wide receiver, couldn't do a wide receiver, can't spend the money, and you have all these problems at wide receiver. You had the same a couple of years at corner. And now it's offensive line now. You can't spend the money. You can't do this. You can't, and like this. Last thing on that, he said, we don't start playing games till September. Wrong answer. You're playing games right now. You're not playing them in September. You're not staffing a team in September. You're staffing your team right now. So that's what I have to say to y'all about that. That's crazy to me that you didn't take a center until the 7th round. Nick Dawkins, free agency. No, that worked for me.